The Plymouth Barracuda is a name that resonates deeply with automotive enthusiasts, symbolizing an era of raw power, bold design, and the unrelenting spirit of American muscle cars. Born in the 1960s, the Barracuda was Plymouth's answer to the growing demand for high-performance vehicles that combined speed, style, and affordability. It was a car that not only captured the imagination of a generation but also left an indelible mark on the automotive landscape, becoming a legend in its own right. The story of the Plymouth Barracuda begins in 1964, a time when the American automotive industry was undergoing a seismic shift. The post-war economic boom had given rise to a new generation of drivers who craved excitement and individuality. They wanted cars that reflected their personalities, vehicles that were not just modes of transportation but extensions of their identities. It was in this climate that Plymouth, a division of Chrysler, introduced the Barracuda. The car was unveiled just 2 weeks before the Ford Mustang, making it one of the first pony cars to hit the market. However, unlike the Mustang, which was built on a dedicated platform, the Barracuda was based on the Plymouth Valiant, a compact car known for its reliability and practicality. This decision would shape the Barracuda's identity in its early years. The first-generation Barracuda, produced from 1964 to 1966, was a car of contrasts. On one hand, it shared much of its DNA with the Valiant, including its unibody construction and modest engine options. On the other hand, it featured a distinctive fastback design with a massive rear window that stretched from the roof to the trunk, giving it a unique and futuristic appearance. This design was both a blessing and a curse. While it set the Barracuda apart from its competitors, it also limited its practicality, as the large window made the interior prone to overheating in sunny weather. Despite this, the Barracuda's styling was ahead of its time, and it laid the groundwork for what was to come. Under the hood, the first-generation Barracuda offered a range of engines, from the economical Slant 6 to the more powerful 273 cubic inch V8. While these engines provided decent performance, they were not enough to establish the Barracuda as a true muscle car. That would change with the introduction of the second generation in 1967. The 1967-1969 Barracuda marked a significant evolution in the car's design and performance. Shedding its Valiant roots, the second-generation Barracuda featured a more aggressive stance, a shorter wheelbase, and a wider track, giving it a more muscular and athletic appearance. It was during this period that the Barracuda began to come into its own as a performance car. The second-generation Barracuda offered a range of engine options, including the legendary 426 Hemi and the 440 Magnum V8. These engines transformed the Barracuda into a true muscle car, capable of delivering blistering acceleration and jaw-dropping speed. The 426 Hemi, in particular, was a game-changer. With its hemispherical combustion chambers and massive displacement, the Hemi engine produced an astonishing 425 horsepower, making the Barracuda one of the fastest cars on the road. It was a car that demanded respect, both on the street and at the drag strip. The Barracuda's performance credentials were further solidified with the introduction of the CUDA trim in 1969. The CUDA was a high-performance variant of the Barracuda, designed to compete with the likes of the Ford Mustang Boss 302 and the Chevrolet Camaro Z28. It featured a range of upgrades, including a more aggressive suspension, larger brakes, and a host of cosmetic enhancements. The CUDA was available with a range of engines, from the 340 cubic inch V8 to the mighty 426 Hemi. It was a car that appealed to both hardcore enthusiasts and casual drivers, offering a perfect blend of style, performance, and practicality. The third and final generation of the Plymouth Barracuda, produced from 1970 to 1974, is perhaps the most iconic. This generation marked the pinnacle of the Barracuda's evolution, with a bold and aggressive design that perfectly captured the spirit of the era. The 1970 Barracuda was completely redesigned, with a shorter wheelbase, a wider body, and a more aerodynamic profile. It was available in 3 body styles: coupe, hardtop, and convertible. The most distinctive feature of the third-generation Barracuda was its shark-like front end, with a pointed grille and recessed headlights that gave it a menacing and predatory appearance. Under the hood, the third-generation Barracuda offered a range of engines, from the modest 198 cubic inch Slant 6 to the fire-breathing 426 Hemi. The most popular engine option was the 340 cubic inch V8, which offered a perfect balance of performance and affordability. However, it was the 426 Hemi and the 446 pack that truly set the Barracuda apart. These engines were capable of producing over 400 horsepower, making the Barracuda one of the fastest and most powerful cars of its time. The 1970 Barracuda with the 426 Hemi is now considered one of the most collectible and valuable muscle cars in the world, with prices often exceeding six figures at auctions. Despite its impressive performance and striking design, the Barracuda's fate was sealed by external factors. The early 1970s saw a shift in the automotive industry, with increasing concerns about safety, emissions, and fuel efficiency. Stricter regulations and the oil crisis of 1973 led to a decline in demand for high-performance muscle cars. As a result, Plymouth discontinued the Barracuda in 1974, marking the end of an era. The Barracuda's legacy, however, lived on. It became a symbol of the golden age of American muscle cars, a time when horsepower ruled the road and cars were more than just machines, they were statements of freedom, power, and individuality. Today, the Plymouth Barracuda is celebrated as one of the most iconic cars in automotive history. Its timeless design, legendary performance, and rich heritage have made it a favorite among collectors and enthusiasts. The Barracuda's influence can be seen in modern muscle cars like the Dodge Challenger and the Chevrolet Camaro, which draw inspiration from its bold styling and high-performance ethos. The Barracuda's story is a testament to the enduring appeal of American muscle cars and the passion they inspire. In conclusion, the Plymouth Barracuda is more than just a car, it is a cultural icon. It represents a time when the automotive industry was at its peak, pushing the boundaries of design and performance. The Barracuda's journey from a humble compact car to a legendary muscle car is a reflection of the ingenuity, ambition, and spirit of innovation that defined the era. Whether on the road, at the drag strip, or in the hearts of enthusiasts, the Plymouth Barracuda will always be remembered as a true American classic. Its legacy continues to inspire and captivate, reminding us of a time when cars were more than just machines, they were dreams on wheels.